submit on time para walang lusot tayo kay Madam Chair. Tayo rin malalagot kay Madam Chair, Dr. Fermin, if may mga kulang tayo. Okay? So, I will help you as much as I can. Okay? Sige, go. Let's start this. So this one, so at the end of this topic, you should be able to know the importance of doing your basic eye examination. Okay, actually may idea na kayo dahil when you do your when you had your physical diagnosis, ginagawa nyo na to. So you are checking the external eye and its adnexa. Okay, then I will teach you how to get the visual acuity, your ocular mobility testing, checking the intraocular pressure, and do your direct ophthalmoscopy. So at least man lang si direct ophthalmoscopy ay ma-practice nyo. Para pagdating nyo ng internship, it's very helpful talaga. Okay, and perform your basic eye exam. Okay, so these are the 5 parts of your basic eye examination. Sinasabi ko na kanina. So first, the gross, visual acuity, gross examination, visual acuity, ocular mobility, IOP, and fundus exam. Okay? So visual acuity testing is the fundamental element of your basic eye examination. So you assess the function of the fovea centralis or your macula. Okay? So it should be done prior to any manipulation of the eye. Okay? Para hindi natin magalaw yung parang pinaka-baseline na vision ng patient. So, prior to any incident like tawag dito na trauma, na gano'n. But except for, what do you think? Sabi ko dito, it should be done prior to any manipulation of the eye. May exemption. When there is chemical injury sa eye. Okay? Hindi pwedeng visual acuity natin agad yung patient. Kasi sabi ni Doc, it should be done prior to any manipulation of the eye. Hindi. Exception yung chemical injury because we want, pag chemical injury, chemical burn sa eye, kailangan mag-decrease natin yung contact time ng chemical dun sa mata. So, before we take the visual acuity of the patient, we have to irrigate obviously para mawala yung chemical sa mata. Okay? Then, so the DVA or distance visual acuity which should be done for all patients including children. Near visual acuity, this is not routinely done sa young, okay? We do it for patients over 35 years of age. Why? Nasabi ko to kanina, bakit? At that age, ano ba yung nangyayari? Yun, nagkakaroon na yung presbyopia niya. So, we have to check for the near vision of the patient. Usually, pwede mag-start 35 kasi as early as 35, meron na nag-early presbyopia. Okay, or in cases that we cannot do distance visual acuity, like for example, yung mga patients na bedridden, we cannot bring the patient into examination area and then paupuin sila para ma-check lang yung visual acuity. So we just use the near vision chart. Okay. Anyway, so how to test your vision? So this is the very most common na chart na ginagamit. So this is what we call the Snellen chart. Okay. We also have other variations like the tumbling E chart and the picture chart. Okay. So yung tumbling E chart, picture chart, ginagamit siya sa bata and sa mga illiterates. So yung tumbling E chart, i-direct, parang ituturo ng patient kung saan nakaharap yung letter E. Up, down, left, right. Yung picture chart naman, merong hawak yung bata na parang card, parang booklet na ima-match niya kung ano yung nakikita niya doon. So, yun yung mga yan, variation. Ito, another variation, yung land of broken rings, parang same principle with the tumbling E chart. Okay. Then another one, this is the Bailey-Lovie chart. So, yung iba, kung napapansin nyo, iba-iba yung number, iba-iba yung kung ilan yung letters per line. Sa Bailey-Lovie chart naman, pare-parehong 5. So, I don't know why. Bakit ganun. Anyway, so, For the visual acuity testing, so don't forget this, the standard distance of a patient from the chart is 6 meters or 20 feet. Yun yung pinaka-ideal setup talaga. But if we don't have a big room na abot ng 20 feet, then usually yung, kung nakikita nyo sa mga clinic, diba, parang ang liit lang na space, tapos may mirror sa likod, or yung iba projector type na naka-convert siya based on kung anong size ng room. Then equivalent pa rin siya sa 20 feet. Okay? So how do you do your visual acuity testing? So your VA. So first, okay, always check one eye at a time. So it's better to check the right eye first. Okay? Then, so you have to instruct your patient to occlude one eye using an occluder, or you can ask the patient to use her palm to cover the eye. So make sure lang, sabi niyo sa patient, huwag niyo pong pipisilin yung mata niyo. Takpan lang ng maayos. Okay? Then, ask the patient to read starting at the biggest letter going down. Then, kung ano yung pinakamalinaw na nabasa ng patient, then yun yung i-record nyo sa chart niya. Maliit kasi ito. So, ito na lang. Pareho lang, mas maliit din pala. Anyway, sige. So, for example, kita nyo ba? O hindi. Then, nawawala talaga yung harap dito. Ayan. Tignan nyo na lang. Same lang naman siya. So, kunyari, sinabi ng patient, pinabasa niya yung patient, E, F, P, T, O, Z, L, P, E, D, E, F, C. Dok, hindi ko na po makita. Anong VA niya? Ito lang nakita niya. P, E, C, F, P. The rest daw, anong hindi na niya nakita. Vision is yan, okay. Another one. E, F, P, T, O, Z, L, P, E, B, T, D, C, F, D, 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 F, C, Z, P, F, E, L, O, P, Z, P, D, E, R, O, P, D, E, R, O, T, E, C, D, E, F, R, O, T, E, C. Anong vision? 2020? Tama yun, 2020 ano? Ha? Hindi 2025. D-E-S-R-O-T-E-C. May mali lang siyang isa. So, minus, ilan? Minus 1. Correct. 2020 minus 1. I-record. Okay? So, kunyari, E, F, P, T, O, Z, L, P, E, D, P, E, C, F, D, O, 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 R, O, P. O, 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 R, O, P. Isa lang tama niya. Ano ang vision niya? 2030. Or, better, mas appropriate, is 2040 plus 1. So, ang rule, dapat at least more than half of the line, makuha niyang tama. Okay, pag, kunyari, mali na niya, halos mali niya na lahat, isa lang natira, i-plus niya na yun. So, ang pinaka-best visual acuity ng patients, yung higher line. Okay? So, pag sinabi, dog letter E lang po talaga yung nakikita ko. Anong vision? 20, 200. Okay na, gets? Paano ko sinabi ng patient, Doc, hindi ko po makita yung letter E. Malabo po. Anong sa palagay niyo next step? What do you think? What do you think? Hindi niya. Ano, may idea? Magtatawag ako. Volunteer. Sige na. Don't be scared. Or, sige, tanongin natin coordinator. Anong number coordinator? Para si coordinator sisihin niya. Tell me, suggest kung anong next step natin. Andito naman si John. Wala pa rin. because he lumibaw. Uy, wala ko yung mga tinatawag. Totoo ba? Wala. Sige. Ano, may idea nung next step na gagawin natin? Since hindi niya nakita yung big letter E. Guess. Wild guess. Suiko. Sorry. Siya ba? Siya pala. Ay, huwag ka muna. Estrada. Sorry, nakasulat yung pangalan ng dali makita eh. Ano what do you think? Ano next step natin?
Palagay-improve ko yung patient profile.
Very good. So, papalapitin natin yung patient until what? Makita ang big letter E. So, kunyari, at 20 feet, hindi niya makita, palapitin niyo siya. So, at 50 feet, ay Doc, nakikita ko na po yung big letter E. So, anong i-record natin sa visual acuity niya? Tama yun. Tuloy mo. 15 ano? 200. Correct. 15. So, ang goal natin, parang pinapalapit lang natin yung patient, is just to see the big letter E. So, pag kunyari, sinabi ng patient, kunyari at 15 feet, nabasa niya hanggang line 3 hanggang 27 feet. Ibig sabihin, baka naman at 20 feet, better pa yung patient niya. So, may mga patient kasi hindi tamad magbasa. Pag tinatamad sila or ayaw mag-cooperate, so sasabihin nila malabo na agad yung mata nila. When in fact, nahuhuli namin na minsan just they don't just want to cooperate. Okay? So, ganon. So, papalapitin natin. So, before that, ayan. Mamaya na yung iba. So, yan. Ang VA, so the distance, so the numerator is the distance of the patient from the child. Okay? So, that's 20 feet. Then the denominator is the distance at which the normal eye can read the given line. So, at 20/60 kunyari. So, the patient can see at 20 feet what a person with a normal visual acuity can see at 60 feet. Okay? So, these are the alternative notations for recording your distance visual acuity. So, the English system, which is the most common na ginagamit natin sa clinics. Okay, so 20 to 100, 20 ganyan. Metric system, using the meter, so with 6 meters. Yan. 6/60, 630, ganyan. Bihira yung ganito, yung metric. Decimal and the logarithm is used for research purposes. So here is just to show you the relationship of the visual acuity and the refractive errors in diopters. So as you can see, the higher the grade in diopters, the worse or the lesser the uncorrected visual acuity, or meaning mas pangit yung vision niya. So as you can see, nasa 5 diopters yung refractive error niya. So meaning to say, baka mga nasa 2400 or worse pa yung vision. Okay? Ito na. So, tinanong ko if the patient is unable to see the largest letter on the Snellen at 2200, so use the following method. So, correct, you have to bring the patient closer by 5 feet until he or she is able to read the 2200 line. If kunyari, at 5 feet, sinabi ng patient, Doc, wala po talaga ako makita. Then, the next thing you have to do is try to do counting fingers. So, yan, at 3 feet. So, ganun din. Same process. You have to close or occlude one eye. Tapos, tatanungin yung ilan po ba yung nabibilang. Nakikita niyo po ba yung daliri ko? Ilan, ganyan. Kunyari, nabilang niya, ay, Doc, dalawa. Ay, Doc, tatlo. Ganyan. So, your report should be CF at 1 feet. So, at 1 foot, 3 feet, ganun. Okay? Kung hindi pa rin niya kaya ang counting fingers, then we do hand movement. So just to check whether the patient can distinguish the presence and absence of hand movement. So gano'n, nakatakip. May gumagalaw po ba? Yan. Meron po ba? Wala. Gano'n. Then next, if the patient cannot detect the hand movement, then use your pen light. So light projection muna before we do light perception. So project. You have to project your light source in 4 quadrants to report it as good light projection. Pag 2 quadrants lang or 2 to 3, fair. So ito yung mga sinusulat sa chart. And poor light projection, 1 quadrant lang yung na-identify niya. Kung wala pa rin talaga, then that's the time you check for light perception. So very important when you check the visual acuity, to check the light perception, dim yung room or madilim. Okay, madilim talaga, dapat walang external source of light para hindi ma-confuse yung patient. Then you ask or itutok nyo yung pen light sa mata. Meron po bang nakikitang liwanag? Meron, then report it as light perception. Kung wala, no light perception. Do not put in the chart blind, okay? Hindi pa naman blind yung patient. Baka naman kasi may cataract lang, kaya hindi nyo nakita. Pero huwag niyong ilo-label na blind. Okay? So yan, alam nyo na to. So it's just, this just summarizes the visual acuity with the expected function. So just read on this. Yeah. So if the patient's visual acuity is less than 20/20 in both eyes or either eye, or less than meaning pangit, mas pangit siya sa 20/20, you have to check the pinhole or do the pinhole test to determine whether the blurring of vision of your patient is due to an uncorrected refractive error. So ganito yung mga ginagamit naming pinhole sa clinic. Yan. Ito na lift para makakita yung patient dyan. Then, para to check whether the visual acuity ng patient is mag-improve with the pinhole, ito yung occluder, ito yung mga pinhole na papasitigil natin sila dyan. Okay? So, if the visual acuity is improved with your pinhole again, it means the patient has uncorrected refractive error. Try nyo sumilip sa maliit ng butas. Mag-clear yung vision mo. Kasi lahat ng all of the parang mga peripheral light rays, na-filter out siya. So only the central light rays pumapasok sa mata and it focuses the image in your macula. So dun sa center ng vision natin siya. So kaya lumilino yung lumilino yung vision natin when we do the pinhole test. So this one, how do we test the near vision naman? So we have this pocket Snellen na tinatawag or Jaeger chart. Okay, so we ask the patient, same manner as you check for the distance visual acuity, 1 eye at a time. Okay, then ask the patient, same to read or yung iba direction, ano po yung pinakamaliit na kaya niyo pong basahin, yun yung mga sinasabi. So pag sinabi ng patient, Doc, ito lang po, 638. So ang Jaeger equivalent niya is J10. Yun yung ilalagay natin. J10, J14, okay? Pwede rin yung nasa likod na part, yung mga, parang may mga short paragraph, we ask the patient to read them. Or kung wala talaga, if we don't have that pocket Snellen, we compare it sa newspaper. Although, mukhang hindi na masyadong ginagamit ang newspaper nowadays. Okay? So, you record that. And when you do your visual acuity testing in your patient, always ask, are you wearing eyeglasses? Is it for reading only or is it for your distance vision? Okay, kasi para i-check nyo rin if their present correction is updated or not. Okay, kasi maka naman, ang tagal na nilang may salamin pero ano na pala, siguro taon na hindi na palitan. So kahit na-check nyo yun with the glasses, pangit yung vision. So at least you'll know if the correction is updated or not. Okay. So near vision charts contain numbers, as I said earlier, letters or figures in different sizes. Okay, standard test distance of your near visual acuity chart is 14 inches or 35 cm. So okay, malilito. For your distance visual acuity, what's the test distance? 20 feet distance. Or 6 meters. Pag near vision, it's 14 inches or 35 cm. So, tinatanong din natin. Okay? Yan. So, these are the symbols may encounter nyo. VA for visual acuity, OD, right eye, OS, left eye, okay. OU, both eyes. Yan. So, ganyan. Pinhole, PH. CC with correction, SC without correction. Okay, so, baka malito kayo. Nag-ENT na ba kayo, di pa? Wala pa. So, ENT. Sa ENT naman, AU, AD, mga ganun. So, basta pag Oculus, Dexter, Oculus, Dexter, yan. Okay? Okay, let's move to the gross examination of your eye. Lapit na. Don't worry. So, for the gross examination of the eye, so alam nyo to sa physical diagnosis. Kasi may mga digahon tayong sinusulat noon, di ba? So, you check the symmetry ng eyes. If it's sobrang magkalapit ba, magkalayo ba, one is higher than the other. Okay, so any abnormal or any findings that you see, you have to take it down. Write it down. Okay, so assess the position of the eye in relation to other facial structure. Okay, take note of if there are redness or mass that you see. Kung may mass, you measure it or approximate the measurement. Okay, if there's abnormal pigmentation, you also take note of that. Okay, so eyelashes should be directed outward. Okay, pag inward, sulat nyo rin yan. Lahat ng makita ng kakaiba, sulat nyo. And also the normal also. So, a good elimination is very important when you do your gross examination of the eye. So, yan. So, you don't forget also to inspect the lids, okay, palpebral tissue and the surrounding tissues. So, if you want to inspect the lids, you also have to invert it. Okay? So, yan. Medyo mahirap mag-invert ng upper eyelid, but you can use some cotton buds to flip the upper eyelid. Okay? So, check if there's, di ba, pag nilalagay nyo, antipiretic sclera, hyperemic conjunctiva, mga ganyan-ganyan, etc. So, yan. Non-hyperemic na conjunctiva, no eye discharge, and you describe, di ba? So, when you flip the upper eyelid, check for any foreign bodies, kasi usually naglalodge sa taas yung foreign body. Ayan. Don't forget also to invert the lower lid. You just have to retract or pull it down. Okay? So, your eyelid is drawn downward using your index finger. Okay? So, we ask your patient to look up, then pull it down. Yan. So, this one, a patient came to us complaining of foreign body sensation. May gumagasgas daw sa mata niya. So, when we inspect, when we check, ang una yatang ginawa dito is we check the cornea, maraming gasgas yung cornea. So, meaning, merong naiwang foreign body. So, true enough, nung in-invert yung upper eyelid dyan, there's a foreign body here sa taas, nakatusok. So, ang pinaka parang during my training, in the middle of the night, so madaling araw yun, as in, sorry naman, nainis ako lang kasi madaling araw tinawag ako, may pooing daw yung patient. Siyempre, sino ba naman iisipin mo na pumunta sa ER, may pooing daw, diba? So, kawawa naman si patient kasi pag-invert ko, may nakakagat na langgam sa mata niya. So, masakit siya sa part ng patient. Kasi talagang naka-cling pa yung langgam doon sa mata niya. So, no wonder talagang mapapa-ER siya dahil sa sakit. So, kailangan, it's very important, invert talaga yung eyelids. Or kung wala kang hindi kayo sure, sweep nyo yung eyelid using the cotton legend or cotton buds. Okay, also check for the clarity of your cornea. So, the cornea is expected to be clear. Okay, dapat clear, no dizziness. Okay, so if it's clear, you can also check the details of the iris. Kung merong abnormality sa iris, kung merong pigmentation, diba? Kung may mga nodules, makikita niyo naman yan even with your pen light only. You can see the details. Lalo na pag clear yung iris. I mean the cornea. Okay. Inspect also your pupil size. Okay. The pupil shape. Okay. Dapat, usually it should be round. Pag yung may mga pupil shape like teardrop shape, baka naman merong trauma have to assess the pupil size and shape. So, you also check for the pupillary reaction. So, you know how to do your direct pupillary reaction and your consensual pupillary reaction. And third, actually yung third, the swinging flashlight test or the checking if there is relative afferent pupillary defect. Hindi siya masyado ginagawa. Yung third. Ginagawa lang siya when we encounter mga trauma patients. Like, they underwent nag-vehicular accident, natamaan yung mata, okay? So, if ano ba yung normally ang response ng pupil natin when we shine a light, diba, it constricts. Pero when the patient has optic nerve problem, basta natamaan yung optic nerve, nagkaroon ng problem, instead of constricting, when we flash a light, it will dilate. Okay, so it means yung mata na yun yung involved. Okay? So, yan. You use it in contusion, avulsion, yan. Ano ba ba? Yan. If there is also the patient is complaining of obviously nagko-complain siya sa mass, okay, bulging yung eye niya. So, there is enlargement, as you can see in the CT scan, all of the extraocular muscles of the patient is already enlarged, compressing the optic nerve. So, we expect that patient to have a relative afferent pupillary defect on the right eye. Okay, so before we check the eye movement, we check first the ocular alignment. So, it's very easy to check for the ocular alignment. You can use your ophthalmoscope, or if you don't have your ophthalmoscope with you, you can use your pen light. So what you do here is to shine a light. It should be in front of your patient. Shine a light sa mata niya. Then check your corneal light reflex. So if it falls in the center of your cornea, kagaya ng picture, nasa gitna, it means align yung patient at primary gaze. Sa gitna lang. Okay, align siya. Okay? Pero kung kunyari nakita niyo pag mag-shine tayo ng light, then deviation ng corneal light reflex, that means baka yung patient nagtutuling, nagbabanlag. So, depende kung saan mag-fall yung corneal light reflex. So, kung nag-fall siya at laterally, so meaning yung eye is turned medially. So, every time it's opposite siya. So, when the corneal light reflex naman falls medially, so it means your eye is deviated outward. Okay, so exotropic. So pag yung eye mo naman is yung corneal light reflex nasa taas, so meaning yung isang mata or the affected eye is deviated downwards. Then pag nag-reflect, yung corneal light reflex is inferior, so the affected eye is deviated pataas. Okay, so hypertropia. So, ganyan lang to check for the ocular alignment. Then, we check for the ocular motility. So, you know naman how to check for the cardinal direction, diba? So, we can check one eye at a time with, tawag dito, call it ductions, kung isa-isang mata yung sinecheck nyo. Or, pwede rin sabay. So, you call it versions. Both eyes open, you check the motility of your eye sabay, together. So, pwedeng at each pattern or the one up, yung pattern. Depende kung ano yung natutunan niya sa TV, kahit ano naman. Basta you can check for the ocular motility. If there, sa amin, ang ginagawa namin, when we check for the ocular motility, may grading kami dyan. So, minus pag restrictive or hindi gumagalaw or limited yung movement ng eye. Plus, pag it's overacting or, overacting. So, kunyari, +4. So, pinatingin natin gano'n, biglang nag-shoot up pataas. +4 agad yun sa amin. Okay, so, gano'n. Medyo ano yan, sa experience sa pediatric. Extra. Okay, next part of your eye exam is to check for the intraocular pressure. So, here, actually, this part is medyo instrument dependent siya. So, for you guys, to check for the IOP, ano lang kayo, kumbaga parang digital method lang, or finger palpation, just to, parang, to feel lang kung matigas ba yung mata, okay, rock hard siya, or Kasi pag mataas yung IOP, when you palpate the globe, it's very hard talaga. Para siyang bato. Okay? Pero when you palpate your eye, pero kung parang firm lang, nagbabounce konti, that's firm. You can report it as firm. Okay? So when you, IOP is usually measured using tonometry. Okay? So, since kunyari sa mga small clinics, you don't have the tonometer, so we do the digital or finger palpation. So when we do finger palpation, dapat close yung mata ng patient. Huwag kayong magpapalpate na dilat yung mata. Magre-reklamo yan. Okay? So ganyan. Close eye, then palpate. Very soft lang. Dahan-dahan lang yung pagpalpate. Then you can report it as soft or firm or rock hard. Okay? Para lang may idea kayo kung ano yung IOP ng patient. So, mataas to kasi ang tigas. So, another method is indentation tonometry. So, this is an obsolete method, but we still have this sa OPD pag hindi namin makuha yung, we cannot put the patient na sitting upright para sa slit lamp. Yan. Ginagamit ito. But there are newer instruments like iCare, Tonopen, handheld na siya na pan-check ng intraocular pressure. But ito, yun nga, before, when we were students, may consultant kami na every after ng discussion, ina-indentation tonometry na lahat ng lahat ginaganyan mo dyan. So, unfortunately, I don't have the device. So, yan. Ganyan siya. Ibigay siya sa cornea. But, syempre, before we do that, we instill local anesthetic. Okay, then, this device, pag prines yun, pag ganun sa cornea, may corresponding reading siya dito. So, mag-gauge namin kung gaano kataas yung IOP. Yan. Third is the applanation tonometry. So, this is the gold standard, okay, in measuring your IOP or your intraocular pressure. Okay? Primary disadvantage of this, it requires a special instrument. So I told you a while ago, checking for intraocular pressure is machine dependent siya. Okay? So yeah. This is what we see when we measure the intraocular pressure. Okay? The Myers ring, kailangan magdikit silang ganon. Then there's a corresponding measurement naman dun sa dito, sa kamay ng examiner. Okay. Next, konti na lang. Konting TS. So, nasa pinakalikod na tayo. Okay. So, there are three methods in viewing your fundus or your optic disc or your posterior part of your eye. So, you can do direct ophthalmoscopy, indirect ophthalmoscopy, and by using biomicroscopy or lens. So, for you guys, kailangan nyo lang matutunan is direct ophthalmoscopy. Yung indirect and biomicroscopy, pang resident program na siya. So, but nice to know lang yung differences lang nila. So, yan. This is your view, diba? When you look inside using your direct ophthalmoscope. Nakita nyo na ba optic nerve? Kahit sa TV. O vessels man lang. Meron. Ayan. Okay. So, ang ano lang naman doon, if you see the vessels, follow through. Nasally, makikita niyo siya agad. Okay? So, practice lang naman. So, yan. So, yan yung view, yun yung makikita niyo sa direct ophthalmoscope. Okay? So, ang direct ophthalmoscope, it gives you a high power study of your macula. Okay? You can also measure elevations and depressions there. You can also estimate the diopteric power of the eye. Okay? And also study small lesions. So, ang advantage niya is high magnification. Di ba pag tinignan niyo yung nasilip niyo sa loob, parang masyadong malapit. So, it's highly magnified, mga 15 times. Okay? Give you an upright image. Okay? And it's easy to learn. Easy ba? Medyo. Well, actually, na-master ko siya during residency. Pero, yun nga, when I was a student, medyo nagpapanggap lang ako pag sinabi ng proctor. O, nakita mo ba? Yes po, yes po. Ganun na. O, aminin nyo kayo din. Hanggang vessels lang ako, no? Okay. Ang disadvantage lang ng direct ophthalmoscope, smaller yung field. Ang konti lang nang nakikita nyo. Hindi nyo makita yung peripheral part of the eye. Okay? poor illumination, you only use one eye, so monocular, and there's already distortion when you try to look at the sides. So ito yon. Hindi na tayo Ewan ko kung may free time tayo towards the end, I'll teach you how to use it. Anyway, so ganito ba yung gamit nyo na ophthalmoscope? Anyway, if not, halos pare-pareho lang naman sila. Even if you're using the pediatric, pareho lang siya. So, we have the patient side, the practitioner side. So, yan. Yan yung ibang version, may mga filters na kasama. So, yung ibang ophthalmoscope, I'm not sure if meron dito. Meron siyang blue filter, green filter, red free filter. Magulo ba naman? Never mind. May green, imagine nyo na lang sinasabi ko. So, ayan. Then, napansin nyo ba yung ophthalmoscope nyo meron sizes ng light, diba? So, that one, you can adjust the aperture. So, the largest aperture, you use that when you dilated your pupil after you instill mydriatic agents to your patient. So, mas maganda, larger aperture, that's why may gagamitin. Pag medium naman, medium aperture, ginagamit usually sa mga standard group like kanyari ganito, hindi nyo dinilate. Ayun, basta standard setup. So, use the medium or smaller. The smallest aperture naman is used for a constricted pupil in a well-lit room. So, for example, ganito kaliwanag. Diba, tendency ng pupil natin magko-constrict siya because it's bright. And may mga patients kasi na even we use the dilating drops, hindi nagda-dilate yung pupil. So, ang ginagamit namin doon is the smallest aperture ng light ng direct ophthalmoscope. Okay? So, other ophthalmoscope, sabi ko, di ba, may red free filter. So, that filter is color green. Kung nakita nyo yung ophthalmoscope, may color green. Okay? It used to look closely at the vessels. Okay? Also, it is used to study the retinal nerve fiber layers. Kung may mga areas of dropouts, like, kung may mga area na parang walang blood supply, makikita siya with the red free filter. Yung iba, may blue light. Okay, that blue light is a cobalt blue filter. Okay, we use it to look for mga corneal abrasions or kung meron staining sa cornea with the help of a fluorescein dye. So when we instill a fluorescein dye, then meron corneal abrasion or basta may abrasion sa cornea or the conjunctiva, then when we use the blue light filter, magpo-fluoresce yung area na may abrasion. So mas magiging yellow yung area na may abrasion. Other ophthalmoscope, merong slit, ang ilaw na parang ganito, yung slit. And meron din yung iba may ganito. Hindi ko alam kung, actually hindi ko nagamit sa tanang buhay. itong yung mga yan. So, usually I think is to measure or approximate the lesion kung nasan siya in relation to your optic nerve. Ganun siguro siya. Pero hindi ko pa siya nagamit ever. Okay. So, how do you use paano ba tinuro your direct ophthalmoscope? Ano yung naalala niyo? Sige, magkano. Elaine Bernala. Sino yun? How do you use your direct ophthalmoscope? Ano ba yung dating tinuro sa inyo? Sige lang. Wala. Okay ka ba? Oh yan, sige. Pero hindi. Kung ano yung naalala mo, sige, tanggalin ko. Kung ano yung naalala mo?
So, yung examiner po, naka-stand and yung patient nakaupo. Tapos, make sure na yung lights naka-dim.
Correct.
Then, examine first yung isang eye or right eye.
Okay.
Then, yung otoscope, dapat malapit siya. Ophthalmoscope, dapat malapit siya sa eye na examiner. Then, closely papalapit sa patient.
Okay. Sige. Tama naman. But you forgot yung mga, yung pinakaunang dapat mong gawin. So, tama yun. The first thing you have to do is to dim the light. Very important din to dim the light para magkaroon tayo ng physiologic dilatation ng pupil. It's easier for us to see the fundus or the optic nerve or the posterior pole. Okay, so yan. Have your patient seated comfortably, lights dim, and don't forget to instruct your patient to look straight. Kung kaya nyo patingin, pa-focus sa malayo talaga yun. Yun yung key para makikita nyo na maayos yung loob. Look straight and sabihin nyo, huwag mo nang malikot, huwag nyo pong susundan yung ilaw ko kasi patients tend to follow your light source talaga. So sabihin nyo, tingin lang po sa malayo, huwag pong malikot. Ayan. Then, before you do anything else, before you look inside of your patient's eye, you have to set your ophthalmoscope to 0. If, yan yung mga if tayo. If you are emmetropic, or meaning wala kayong grado, set it to 0. Okay? But, if you are myopic or nearsighted, so yung dial ng ophthalmoscope kasi, dalawang light siya. So, yung iba white and red, yung iba green and red. Okay? So, kung nakikita niyo yung maliit na dial dito sa loob, the numbers, those are the lenses. Okay, so, if you are myopic, go to the red numbers. Okay? If you are hyperopic or farsighted, go to the green numbers or white numbers. So, if you are wearing contact lenses, meaning, na-correct niyo yung vision niyo or corrected yung sarili niyong EO, error of refraction, then set it to 0. But, if you are wearing your eyeglasses and you decide to remove it when using your ophthalmoscope, set it kung ano yung grado nyo. So, for example, you are myopic, grado mo 300. Lagay mo siya sa red numbers na 3. So, for you, when you look inside, but when you look at your patient, clear siya. Then, unti-unti kayong lalapit sa patient nyo while turning the knob, ito yung knob, para ma-focus nyo yung loob ng mata ng patient. Kasi ang nangyayari before, hindi natin sineset, sisilip tayo agad. Malabo. Malabo sa'yo, malabo rin yung view mo sa patient. So, ang nakikita lang natin, puro nakasmudge na vessels, diba? Then, sasabihin na natin sa proctor at yes po, nakita po sa patient. Okay? Guilty ako dyan. So, okay. So, yan. So, usually, tama, diba? So, right eye. So, examine right eye always. So, your right hand holding, your right eye will examine the right eye of the patient. So, right, left, left. So, lahat right. So, right ng examiner, right hand, ng examiner, right eye ng examiner, right eye din ng patient. So, usually, pwedeng arm's length. Yung distance, yung arm's length. Parameters. When you look, so first thing you have to check, ano yun? Ano yung unang-unang tinitignan? Pag sumilip kayo, ano yun? Ano yung positive what? Yun. So when you check or when you check or when you use your ophthalmoscope or checking the fundus, then dapat systematic tayo. So, when you appreciate the ROR, meaning clear yung optic median natin. Okay? So, nakita niya very bright yung ROR na. So, clear yan. Wala siyang ibang problem. So, the next thing you have to do is to check for the optic disc. Okay? So pag nakita niyo na si ROR, so, ayan, naset niyo na lahat, unti-unti kayong lalapit kay patient. Huwag kayong mahiyang matakot. This is your guide. Kaya nakadikit ka rin dito. As in talagang close. Super close. As in close talaga. Kaya every time na gagawin yun, magpaalam kayo sa patient. Ma'am, lalapit lang po. Ayan. So talagang paalam niyo sa patient. So ito yung pinaka-guide niyo na malapit na kayo sa patient. Ayan. You can hold here or you can hold sa head. And you can also touch the paalam niyo kung pwede niyong hawakan yung lid. Kasi may mga patient ako na ang hilig mag-beautiful eyes. Ganon. Blink ng blink. So, pwede nyo hawakan yung eyelid. Paalam lang ako. Okay? So, wag nakita nyo na yung, di ba sabi nyo nakikita nyo na yung vessels, sundan nyo siya medially. Okay? Sabi dito. Yan. Slowly come close to the patient at an angle of about 15 degrees temporal to the patient's landing side. Okay? So, try to keep the pupil in view. Then turn the focusing wheel of your ophthalmoscope to bring the patient's retina to focus. So when the retinal vessels come into view, ayan, follow it. At the, nasa nasal siya. So yun lang yung direction niya. Huwag kayo pupunta sa temporal kasi hindi niyo makikita. Okay? Which lies nasal to the center of the retina. So pag nakita niyo yung optic disc, describe niyo. So what is the normal color of your disc? Normal color. Disc. Ano ba sinusulat niyo dati? Sa TV. Ano yung mga dito ko sinusulat niyo? Yellow orange. Oh, yellow orange optic disc. Anong borders ng optic disc? Dapat distinct, di ba? So, distinct yung border. So, okay. So, positive ROR, clear media, okay? Yellow-orange optic disc with distinct borders. Ano pa yung isang dinidescribe nyo sa optic disc? Na-describe nyo na yung color, yung borders. Ano pa yung nasa gitna? CD ratio, diba? So, what's the normal CD ratio if you remember? Tatawagan ako. Oh, up to this ratio. Normal. Naalala mo. Hindi niyo maalala. 0.3 to 0.4. Diba? So, up to this ratio. 0.3, ano ba ba? Ang next na titignan nyo is the background. Next. Yun yung ilalagay nyo na no hemorrhages, no exudates. Okay? And last, when you already appreciate everything there, examine the macula last. Okay? So, ang gagawin nyo, how to examine the macula, ask the patient to look directly to your light source. Okay? So, since di ba nakatingin yung patient ng malayo, so sabi mo, ma'am, tingin, or sir, tingin po kayo diretso sa ilaw ko. Pag tumingin siya diretso sa ilaw nyo, diretso rin makikita nyo yung macula in the center. Okay? Ganon siya. So, you can practice that sa bahay, sa parents nyo, or sa mga kapatid nyo. Try nyo para ma-appreciate nyo. So, basta, ang gagawin nyo lang is to correct your EOR first before doing anything else. Okay? So, ganon ulit. Then do the same steps on the opposite hand. Okay? So again, systematic dapat. You have to check for the optic media. So that's the ROR. Okay? Optic disc yung susunod. Check the vessels if there are mga parang AD ratio niya, di ba? Yung mga nilalagay niya, 2:3, 1:3. Background, if there are hemorrhages, exudates, or there are lesions there that you saw. Okay, and lastly, the macular area. So, pag sa exam tinanong kung paano yung systematic fundus examination, yan, sasagot nyo. Okay. So, another method of checking your posterior, the fundus is by the use of indirect ophthalmoscope. So, ito, resident level na siya. This is good when your patient is masyadong mataas yung grado, okay, if there are may media opacity yung patient, like pag may mga cataract kasi mahirap gamitan ng direct ophthalmoscope kasi yung cataract may mga part ng lens na may opacity, so hindi ka makapasok doon sa opacity na yun. So we use indirect ophthalmoscope. So we have ito, naglalagay sa ulo, yan. Then we also have a light source there. Okay. So, ang advantage nito is it gives you a very wide field. Malaki yung nakikita niyong field. So, compared with your direct, diba, ang liit lang ng field na nakikita. Ito, kaya hanggang periphery. Okay? Gives you a strong illumination and you use both of your eyes there. So, you have depth perception. Okay? So, you have stereopsis there. But, ang disadvantage na, low magnification. So, ang liit ng nakikita mo, okay, baliktad yung image. Inverted siya. And it's difficult to learn, actually. Mas mahirap siya kaysa sa direct. So, ito, kung ano yung nakita mo sa right, nasa left pala siya. So, ang ginagawa namin when we use this is nagda-drawing kami. So, yung paper namin, nakabaliktad din, para kung ano yung nakikita namin, yun lang yung i-drawing namin. So, yun. Ganun siya before. So, study the difference between your tawag dito, direct and indirect ophthalmoscope. Okay? This is just a summary. Okay? Ano pa ba? Sabi ko na yan. Ayan. Oops. Filter na naman. Okay. So this one is what a normal bulbous or posterior pole looks like. So when you describe this, di ba sabihin nyo, kunyari, positive ROR, clear media because makikita mo lahat ng details, okay? Yellow or orange optic disc with distinct borders. Okay, CD ratio, mga nasa 0.4. Okay, AB, 2:3. Okay, macula, there's no hemorrhages, no exudates. Macula looks intact. Ganun. So ito, what do you notice about this picture? Unang picture, huwag ito ulit ako Number 1, akar. Ano na papansin mo sa optic disc? The color, nasan si akar? Okay, anong color?
Parang grayish.
Grayish, what else? Is pallor, diba? Pale, okay. Pale optic disc, ano pa? Borders.
Hindi ko distinct.
Hindi siya distinct. So, pwede sabihin mo blurred, distinct borders. Actually, it's distinct. Pero ang noticeable dyan is, ano pa yung isa? Yung cup to disc ratio, approximate, mga ilan. I told you the normal kanina, it's mga 0.4. So this one is around, tignan nyo to. Ito yung rim, ito na yung disc, ay yung cup niya yun. Ayan na siya. Compare nyo dito yung cup nito, pin lang siya. Nangipis na nung natirang yung cup niya doon. So ano, mga ilan? Approximate. O sabihin mo na lang, large cup. Ano? So what? Around 0.8 to 0.9 na yung cup to this ratio niya. Okay? So that's disc of glaucomatous, glaucomatous yung patient dyan. O yung next picture, itong letter D. Kaya basta ito. Carl Bueno. Can you describe this one? Optic disc.
Mukha pong medyo blurry yung edges ng
Correct.
blurry yung edges ng optic disc.
Yes. So yan, di ba? Medyo yellow-orange pa rin naman siya, pero yung borders niya dito, ano na, indistinct these borders. Or blurred this borders. Pwede mo rin sabihin sa report. Okay, tama. So this one, patient na ano to, increase in cranial pressure. So ano yung tawag doon sa condition na yun? Pag may increase in cranial pressure, ano yun? Papilipima, di ba? So, basta pag may evidence ng increase in cranial pressure, you will say it's papilipima or you will diagnose it as papilipima. Pero kung pero kung wala kayong evidence na mataas yung ICP, don't say it's papilipima, okay? Optic disc swelling, optic nerve edema, ganun lang. Itong next na to, Martinez, Marjorie.
Mukha naman maayos to.
Describe lang the optic disc. Color first. Yellow orange test. Okay, what else? Meron ka pa bang ano? Borders distinct, sabi mo? How about the cup disc ratio? Does it look normal or abnormal? Actually, that's normal pa. Mga nasa 0.3, ay 0.4 to 0.5. Pwede pa. Okay, very good. O yung last picture, ito, sino kaya ang magbalat? Sabi ka ng number. 22. Sino ba si 22? Corinne. Corinne Las Marias.
Pale po.
Correct, pale.
And then, borders, the borders is very,
Can you still appreciate the
yung
cup?
mga vessels po, pero hindi na yung appreciate.
Yung cup illustration, can you still see it?
No, na po. Parang,
So this is already optic atom. Trophic na siya. So hindi na rin may makita talaga yung cup niya, ay pale optic discolor na. Okay, so very good. Okay, next step to check for your fundus is used by the use of biomicroscopy. So this one, yan, we use it, we position the patient in front of a slit lamp, then we use a handheld lens. Usually mga 90 diopters siya na lens. Ayun. Yan siya. Yan ang lens. Okay. So, we can inspect for the disc better using this kaysa with the use of direct and indirect. So, mas gusto namin gamitin to when we want to study the disc talaga. Okay, yung details ng disc. Okay, yan lang. Okay, I think that's